Everyone, welcome again to our weekly program where we are trying to introduce social workers and raise an awareness about this profession in Kazakhstan. Our today's guest is Professor Джеррон Магаланьес, who is actually an alumni of Columbian University and currently is doing his PhD at the City University of New York. Professor is has a lot of experience in clinical social work and management. His major focus is in research, quantitative methods of research. Also, he has focus in LGBTQ issues, medical care, I believe, and the management of chronic diseases. I want to emphasize that Professor Magallanes is also runs full-time private practice in New York City. That's why we want to ask our questions. Why did you decide to become a social worker, and what do you think these people contribute to the society?
Sure. Thank you for having me first. So it's funny how quickly time goes by, but I think my draw to this career path was it actually started really like when I was in middle school.
Wow.
I went
to not that long, but long ago.
It was a while ago. Yeah. I felt very alienated. Did not have a lot of support as a young gay person, going to a very conservative Catholic school in California, and we didn't have social workers on staff, and I did from what I experienced there was a lot of just injustice, a lot of really scary practices on the behalf of the teachers and administrators, very very homophobic, and so
I'm sorry, we're talking about 2000.
No, this was like 90. Oh gosh, like late 80s, early 90s.
All right.
Yeah. So that was a while. Yeah, it was a while ago, and it was before a lot of the conversations have been happening recently around LGBT protections in schools. But that was my first real experience with just feeling really alienated, and as I grew, I first went to school for communications and photojournalism, and I did a lot of documentary photography where I was I saw a lot of really horrible stuff going on in the world, but it was kind of through this lens. And at some point, I decided I want to take away the lens and I want to take action.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of it wasn't a coincidence, but when I came to Columbia, my second year internship was actually in a high school, and I consider myself very privileged to have gone into this line of work. I'm learning every day from my students, my my clients that I see in practice, and just in my research. So it's a profession that I hold very dear to me, and I think social workers contribute, and I mean that's part of what is so wonderful about it, is that it's such a broad field, right? And I think very recently, or at least in the last 10 years, it's people are actually giving us the credit, giving us credit as professionals. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've heard, "Oh, you're such a good person. I wish I could do that and volunteer at a soup kitchen." But you know what? This is a science, and it's a profession, and we have the capacity, and we're learning more and more about human behavior and health disparities, and I think that we you know, as whether it be clinical or macro social workers, can really affect change for the positive. And so, you know, coming back to, I think, the academic setting and being here at Columbia has probably been even more fulfilling to me, because I'm still able to do this really macro work and work with students who are, you know, learning the theories and principles, but are also very open to learning. And you know, they go off into many different fields, and what I really enjoy is, you know, staying in touch with them and hearing about what wonderful things they've been doing, you know, after they graduate. So.
Wow, Professor, thank you so much. And I think just to summarize, your experience shows how broad the profession could be. You are running your own practice, you are teaching, you are doing research, and you are trying to achieve social justice. Amazing. Thank
a lot more work to do, though, right?
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Professor.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
an honor. Thanks.